WWE's BattleGround is July 23rd, and we have two matches to go over. One will take a little longer than the other one just to explain the rules of the match. So let's go with the first one real quick. The SmackDown Tag Titles are on the line as the Usos face the New Day. We do not know which members of the New Day will be in the match, but I feel like the New Day will somehow pick up the win. Otherwise, the Usos will somehow win by lose by disqualification and keep the feud going. Now, the match that a lot of people it's been rumored for a while, and it's finally happening. For the first time in over a decade, a Punjabi Prison match will take place in BattleGround for the WWE Championship. For those who do not know what a Punjabi Prison match is, you're probably a lot younger, and it makes sense because the last Punjabi Prison match happened in 2006. Ironically, in July. Which, if I'm not mistaken, will make it, ironically, 12 years, or 11 years. Yeah, 11 years since the match happened on this day, or on that day, July 23rd. As this was a Punjabi Prison match between The Undertaker and The Big Show, but also there was one for the World Heavyweight Championship between Batista and The Undertaker, I believe, the year before. Now, Punjabi Prison match is very simple when you've seen it a couple times. For those who do not know, I will explain it. It will be a giant, well, I'll take that back, 2 giant walls of bamboo. Steel enforced bamboo, as I said. How you win the match is you must escape first the inner wall of the inside the ring by either through a door that will be assigned by an official. There are 4 doors. One wrestler can call for this door to open. From what I remember, it was a 30-second or a minute time interval. They must then try to escape through that door. If they do not do so, or if one man does and the other one doesn't, within that time interval, that door will remain shut for the remainder of the match and cannot be opened again. This continues until all 4 doors have been used, or a combination of the 4 doors have been used if both men are already out of the cage, the bamboo like cage structure. Then they must escape through the top of the outer wall of the Punjabi Prison. And I might be mistaken. There might be barbed wire on the top of the outer wall. I am not 100% sure on that. I feel like there might have been some form of barbed wire on the top of the outer wall. They must escape through the outer wall or over the outer wall, whichever comes first, and both feet must touch the floor. The winner of that match will become WWE Champion. Jinder Mahal made this match in honor of the great Khali. Ironically, Khali was not in the last Punjabi Prison match he was going to be, but something happened. I don't remember if it was some kind of food allergy or something. I don't recall, but I do know Big Show was put in the match instead, as Big Show was the ECW champion at the time. Yeah, Kelly wasn't medically cleared. That's what it was. That's what it was. Elevated levels of enzymes in his liver. That's what it was. And plus, Khali was over 7 feet tall, so that's a pretty big liver and a pretty big man to have problems like that. Thankfully, those eventually went away, but you know, Big Show had to take the time in there, the place of Khali in that match. Now, this is an interesting match because I do not know how this will end. I really don't, because technically, stereotypically, this match favors the Indian, that being Jinder Mahal. However, Mahal is not the size of a Great Khali. He cannot use that to his advantage. I think Randy's actually bigger than Mahal. I might be wrong. But, that being said, if Randy was to win the title back, this would be the match to do it. Otherwise, I'm going to remain what I've said, and Jinder will hold the title up until WrestleMania. That is what I'm banking on, because I feel like to legitimize Jinder as a champion, he not only has to win this match, he has to hold the belt month after month after month to make it worthwhile. Hell, he could lose it at SummerSlam for all we care. Then he's held it for a few months. But if you want to make Jinder a legitimate main eventer, you need to make him hold the title until WrestleMania. Some people might not like that, but that's what you have to do to get him out of that jobber mindset. And you have to keep him strong even when he loses the belt. Jinder can be a main event talent, a main event player, but you have to keep him strong. And I'm going to say Jinder retains, but I will not be surprised if Randy wins the belt. And with that, BattleGround is July 23rd, and it will be the 11th year, the 11th anniversary, leading to the third ever Punjabi Prison match. I can't wait for it. Some people might not be happy about it, but we're getting it regardless.